Yo, what's up, guys? It's King Sean here, and we are on the eve of the NFL draft. We're one day away from the start of the 2025 NFL draft, man. I'm super excited. It really just hit me this week. Dang, draft time is here. It is really draft week, and we're about to find out who the Commanders will select tomorrow at 29. If we select, obviously, because there is a chance that we trade back, and I will actually talk about that in today's video. And I'll also talk about some other pre-draft rumors we have heard over the last 24 to 48 hours. So before we get into today's video, make sure y'all leave a like down below, subscribe if you're not already subbed up, and turn on notifications. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. So let's talk about some of the players that have kind of been rumored to the Commanders over the last 24 to 48 hours. Starting with running back Trayvon Henderson. This morning, Jeremy Fowler put out an article just about some of the buzz he's been hearing over the last 24 to 48 hours during this draft week. And he put together the article. And in that article, he mentioned Trayvon Henderson going earlier than teams expect and listed down the Texans, Chiefs, and the Commanders as teams that he could see Trayvon Henderson going to and have a lot of interest in Henderson. So the Chiefs make sense. They need a running back. Obviously, we make sense. We need a running back. The Texans, they do have Joe Mixon, but I guess getting Henderson would make a pretty fun 1-2 duo with them. But back to us, Trayvon Henderson at 29, it makes a lot of sense, man. He has that home run hitting ability, that dynamic ability that we need in this backfield. Getting him and having a thunder and lightning sort of punch with B-Rob and Henderson, that's what I always wanted, right? Because, a lot of fans say that B-Rob isn't great, he is unplayable. I don't think that at all. I just think that he needs a running mate. He needs a true change of pace guy to take carries away from him so that he can stay a lot fresher. And, drafting Trayvon Henderson may make B-Rob better because obviously he's going to be more fresher. And, just having that change of pace between the two guys, I feel like that could really benefit B-Rob a whole lot. And obviously having Henderson on this offense in this running back room could really benefit us. Jaden Daniels and Trayvon Henderson on read options, man, that would be insane. You got to decide. You picking Henderson or you picking Jaden? One of those guys going to hurt you. Hey, man, pick your poison, right? So just having that with Henderson, along with his pass catching ability, he's able to run in between the tackles and obviously outside the tackles on the edge. So just everything Trayvon Henderson would bring to this team would greatly benefit and improve our offense and take it to the next level for sure, or help take it to the next level. So once again, Trey Henderson being linked to us at 29 overall, it makes a lot of sense. Not sure if we're planning on taking a running back that early, but if we do, I would not be surprised if we decided to take Trayvon Henderson at 29. Now, I want to talk about John Keim and some of the things he said on his most latest podcast. So one of the first things he said, or one of the most notable things he said, is that he's not fully convinced that the Commanders will take a running back in the first or even the second round, which, I wouldn't be surprised if we waited until the fourth round. He brought up Bashol Tutin, who we are interested in. We had a private workout with him and a Zoom meeting with him, so we're interested in him, along with a lot of other running backs who could be picked in the fourth round or sometime in day 3. So it would not shock me if they waited until day 3 to pick a back rather than taking one on day 1 or day 2, right? He obviously said that Washington wants to add a running back, which isn't a surprise. He said that the team met with Mike Green a number of times and have interest in him. So that's very interesting. I honestly thought we weren't interested in Mike Green at all because of the off-the-field concerns. He has sexual assault allegations, one from high school and one from college, I'm pretty sure, while he was at Virginia, and he was dismissed from Virginia. I could be wrong. It may be because of that allegation or something different. Not sure, but he was dismissed from the University of Virginia, right? Now, I don't think he has any on-the-field concerns. Apparently or reportedly, he is a really good teammate, really good locker room guy, is a good guy to be around in the locker room. It's just those off the field issues that, could throw some teams off. But it seems like with us, we're not too concerned with the off the field issues. He seems like a good guy on the field, in the locker room, tough dude who loves football, super competitive, and obviously was great at Marshall this past season. He is my number 2 edge rusher, I think. Yeah, my number 2 edge rusher. So I'm a big Mike Green fan. Don't think he'll be there at 29, but if he is, don't be surprised if we pick him, because, I personally would, but I would not be surprised if the Commanders decides to pick him. Keim said that there is definite interest from the team in cornerback Maxwell Hairston. Not too much of a surprise to me. We brought him in on a top 30 visit last week. He has great speed, really good eyes. He drives on the ball very well with good quickness and that speed. Right, he ran a 4.28 at the combine, so he's super, super fast, which is very important at the cornerback position, and really good ball production in his collegiate career. 5 interceptions back in 2023. Only one this past season, but that's because he did not play the entire season. But 5 interceptions in one season is really, really good. And then Keim also talked about how the Commanders want to continue to address O-line and continue bolstering it up, and said that if Tyler Booker is there at 29, they would sprint to the podium, which is really, really interesting. I like Tyler Booker. I am more of a Donovan Jackson fan, but I see no issues with continuing to bolster up your O-line. I know some fans wouldn't love it, but for me, I wouldn't mind it, right? Tyler Booker is a really good guard prospect. Same with Donovan Jackson. I don't think he'll be there at 29. However, if he is there at 29, according to John Keim, the Commanders would sprint to the podium to pick him. So, there's nothing wrong with wanting to bolster up your O-line more to protect your most prized possession in your franchise quarterback, Jaden Daniels. So that's all the things John Keim talked about, or all the notable things I want to go over that John Keim talked about in his latest podcast. Now let's move on to the second part of this video. Let's talk about the Commanders potentially trading back from pick 29. So all offseason long, all pre-draft process long, we've talked about whether or not the Commanders will stick and pick at 29 or trade back from 29, right? So Diana Rossini reported today that the Browns and the Giants have been trade talks, or have been in trade talks with teams in the back end of round 1 to move up to the end of round 1. So, who's in the back end of round 1? Us, right? So I would not be surprised if we worked out a deal with the Browns or Giants or another team like the Saints. They need a quarterback. Derek Carr, he may not be available for the start of the 2025 season, or maybe even at all, or for a prolonged period of time, right? Like, he may not be available until mid-season, right? So who they going to start, right? Like, I don't think they have any other quarterback on their roster right now. I know they got Taysom Hill, but they're not going to start Taysom Hill, right? They have Spencer Rattler, but I don't think they'll start Spencer Rattler, right? So, maybe they will, right? We'll see, but I would not be surprised if the Saints were calling teams, and they probably are calling teams, to see if they can try and trade back from round 2 to the back end of round 1. Maybe call us, maybe call the Chiefs, Eagles, some team in the back end of the round 1, trade up and take a quarterback, which would probably be Jalen Milroe or Jackson Dart. I would personally take Jackson Dart, although both quarterbacks aren't good. So there's that. But it was reported by Slick Rick Scoops on Twitter, and I don't really trust or fully trust accounts like this. That's why I don't really talk about the reports whenever I see them on my Twitter timeline, right? Because I just don't fully trust them. But this account reported that rumors are flying around, and the Commanders and Giants are rumored to be in trade talks, which very interesting. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Now, I know a lot of fans are opposed to trading with division rivals, and especially after last year where we traded back with the Eagles. Obviously, they came up, drafted Cooper DeJean, and DeJean was spectacular with them this past season, right? He was spectacular, had a spectacular rookie season, and I'm not going to say we lost that trade because we got Mikey Sanderson, who was great for us last year as well. We got to see how Ben Sinnott turns out, so I'm not going to say we lost the trade, but, they got Cooper DeJean, and Cooper DeJean is one of the best nickel cornerbacks in the NFL already, right? So a lot of fans didn't love that. And also we traded Jahan to the Eagles, who, I mean, didn't do anything with them this past season, but fans just don't like it when we trade with division rivals. But I love what Adam Peters said yesterday. If it benefits the team, if it is good for the team, if you believe it is good for the team, then why not do it? You can't be scared to trade with a division rival, and obviously you think about it at times, but still, if it benefits your team, then you probably should do it in Adam Peters' eyes, right? So I love that question, he was asked that question yesterday about trading with division rivals, and that was his response, and I absolutely loved that response. So once again, just leaving it off here, I would not be surprised if come tomorrow we get to around pick 29 and a trade has been reported that we are trading back with either the Browns or the Giants or maybe even the Saints, and we're trading to either pick 33, 34, or 90, or not 90, sorry, or 30, or not, hold on. The Giants have pick 33. No, the Giants have pick 34. The Browns have pick 33. And the Saints have pick 40 in the second round. I just had to get that right. My bad, guys. But, yeah, those teams have those picks in the second round. So I would not be surprised if we traded back with any of those teams to any of those picks and get some more capital off of that trade as well. So, once again, obviously, the Commanders, they are interested in trading back. But the question is, will we be able to? We shall see. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're not already subbed up. And turn on notifications. Comment down below your thoughts on anything I talked about in today's video. I will see you guys tomorrow night. If not tomorrow night, then the next day, because we're picking very late. And I'm not sure if I'll be able to make a video that late. So if I don't see you guys tomorrow night, then I will see you guys the following day for day 2 of the draft. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.